Kumar Kurtivada. In this video, we will learn how to use a stop propagation and why to use a stop propagation. What are the situations where we have to use the stop propagation of an event in JavaScript. So in my previous video, we spoke about prevent default, how to use a prevent default of an event. And in this video, we will see what are the problems which we face in general and how to resolve them by using a stop propagation. So let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. Here I have created index.html, index.js. My index.js has been embedded with my index.html, and now whatever the events we can write on this particular HTML, the handlers we can handle in our index.js. Let me remove all this code and save this and go to the HTML. Let me create one div and let me name it as nested div or a parent div, and here let me write one style as width of 200 pixel and height of 200 pixel with a border of 1 pixel solid black. So this is my parent div, and let me save this and go to the browser, reload. You will be getting one division, and what I want to do is I want to add one more division to this, and this division is having a style where the width is just of 100 pixel and height of 100 pixel, and then I have a border of 1 pixel solid red, or you can use something like dotted red. Let me save this and go here. Let me reload. So you can see a dotted red color border with a div, and let me name this as inner div, and save this. So now go here and reload. You got an inner div. Let me add some padding to my outer div, padding of 10 pixel or make it as 20 pixel, and save this. Go here and then reload. So now you are getting a parent div and a inner div. Let me write some events inside my inner div and a parent div. So for example, if I write a click event on my div, let me write on click is equal to, I am calling a function called as parent handler, and let me copy this parent handler, go to your JS, write a function parent handler, and inside this let me write console.log of parent handler, and save this, go to the HTML, save this, and now go here, inspect this, and let me zoom a bit. And when the user clicks on the parent one, we should be able to call this particular parent div. Let me reload and click on this. You are able to see parent handler. And now instead of using a parent handler, I am using a on click event on the child handler, and let me create this function inside my JS. Go to the JS, create a function called as child handler, and let me write console.log of child handler. Let me save this and save the HTML. Go to the browser, let me reload, and before seeing the output, let me remove this handler on my parent and click on the inner div. Let me reload and click on inner div. You are able to call the child handler, and whenever you are clicking here, nothing is happening because we removed that handler. Let's try to use both of them at a time. That means you have a parent handler and you have a child handler. Go to the browser and let me reload. If you click on the parent, so you are getting a parent handler, and if you click on the child, you are getting child handler as well as parent handler. So that's a weird part. So let me show you again. Let me click on the inner div. Actually speaking, I am clicking on the inner div, but my parent handler is also triggered. Why it is happening? This is because of propagation. That means a event will be triggered to its parent, and if any parent is having the same handler, then that handler will also be invoked. So let me consider this as a box. So you have a parent box and a child box. If you disturb something in your child box, that affects your parent. That is what the relation between these two. Whenever I'm clicking on this inner div, then the parent is also triggering. So that is the problem which we are trying to resolve in this case. Actually speaking, whenever there is a click event happened inside your inner container, it should not affect your parent container. So how to handle this? So to handle this, we'll be using an event, and we will go to the JS file. Whenever a child is triggering an event, let me use event, and here what I can do is just use event.stop propagation. There is a method called as event.stop propagation. And this event, what it will do is it will not trigger your parent events. That means it will stop the propagation. It will stop the bubbling effect from the child to the parent. So let me go here and reload, and whenever I click on the inner, only inner is calling. Whenever I click on the parent, the only parent handler is invoke. So that means whenever you are triggering only a specific event on a specific container, that is only calling. And in the previous situation, it called both the ways. That means if I click on the inner division, it is calling the parent handler as well. So that type of events are called as event bubbling. So event bubbling is a mechanism where whenever you are invoking a inner content, so it will invoke the parent content as well. To avoid that event bubbling, we can use event.stop propagation on the child handler. So in general, this happens whenever you are having a row in your table and that row is having one icon. Whenever the user clicks on icon, I need to invoke something, and whenever the user clicks on the row, I should invoke something. In that situation, whenever you are clicking on the icon, it will be triggering its row handler as well as icon handler. So that is the reason we should be very careful whenever we are handling the parent and the child handlers, which are having the same type of handlers. So here that same type of handlers we have, that is on click handlers, and that are inside a parent and inside the child. So that is the reason we are using event.stop propagation to stop this propagation and to avoid the bubbling effect in our HTML using JavaScript DOM API. And also, I want to let you know about Techzette. Techzette is a platform on Medium where you can learn all the backend stuff. Mainly, it is focused on the Adobe Experience Management, Magento, as well as OSGI, along with the basics of Java. And you can see the Sling framework completely. So just have a click on the link below in the description and have a look on this Medium blog. If you like, please like, share, follow Medium blog. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.